Before we get going into the video, my name is Brando. For the new viewers, I'm the founder of Brandlux Media. We are an e-commerce growth agency. We've been able and so fortunate to work with 100 plus partners. And so the reason I started this channel is to document every framework that I know is proven to work and that actually work, so that you can get some value from it and, hopefully make your business a success. With no further ado, I hope you enjoy this video. In today's video, I'm going to bring you through a company that is absolutely crushing it with the strategy, with the approach, with the creatives, with the product itself. It's a great product. It's a product that solves important problems, that is against big pharma, that sells natural remedies, which is a very, very fast growing industry and niche, and I would say vertical, we can call it. And I'm going to bring you through exactly what they're doing, from the creative strategy, their funnel. They're doing amazing VSLs. And also, most importantly, as I said, the creative strategy is also one of the main reasons why they're succeeding in actually scaling to where they are scaling. I think they're doing around $50 to $60 million a year at least, and I have the numbers to prove that. Before we get going, my name is Brando. If you are a new viewer, I'm the founder of Brandlux Media. We're an e-commerce growth agency. We've been able and fortunate enough to partner with 100 plus e-commerce brands just in the last 6 plus years alone. And what you're seeing over here is just one of our own clients, just so you understand that I'm qualified to speak about these things, and also just so you understand the types of caliber of clients that we're typically used to working with, typically 7 and 8 figure businesses just like this one. In the last 12 months, they did $13 million. Of course, it wasn't just because of us, but this is not to prove a case study. It's just to prove that we have access to information and 7-figure and 8-figure business information, okay? Because at the end of the day, the data is what matters the most. Excuse me. And if you have access to data that other people don't have access to, then you can, I guess, create YouTube channels like this one and share everything you know. Anyways, let's get into the video, because in this video, I'm going to talk about a company called the Forgotten Home Apothecary. I think that's how you pronounce it. This brand is absolutely amazing. They sell books. Let me just shrink myself in my big head on the bottom left, and let's go through exactly what they're doing and the numbers that they're doing. So first of all, I want to bring you through the main interesting number that they're doing on TikTok Shop. If you're not into TikTok Shop and you're selling 30, 40, 50, 60, even like 7, maybe even $100 products, I would say it's a bit harder if you're doing over $100 product. But if you're between $20 and $100 in AOV, or that's kind of like your average price per unit, you should 100% get into TikTok if you get the chance. They're doing $4.4 million in the last 30 days, and they're doing it by selling books. Literally, they're selling books. 2.3 million in a month with this book, and this is a forgotten home, remedy, 250 powerful remedies at your fingertips. Lost herbal remedies, holistic wellness. Let's just take a look at this other product, the Holistic Guide to Wellness, Herbal Protocols for Common Ailments, 45 different health conditions, right? So they're all selling natural remedies, and this is the author. She is called Dr. Nicole Appelian. She was basically featured by National Geographic. She was the first female that went actually in by herself in the woods, documented, those crazy Discovery Channel documentaries where people go in the woods and they do survival things. And so her main specialization is actually natural remedies, as you can see. Wilderness skill instructor, TV and film survival consultant, on-screen TV personality, anthropologist, biologist. So she basically leveraged her amazing kind of like public figure, even if I wouldn't say like she's really that famous, but she has some sort of a public figure, to create this natural remedy. Now, do you need to be a public figure to do something like this? No, because you can partner with a public figure, or you can also just partner with other sources to publish these books or whatever. And plus, it doesn't have to maybe even be a book. It can also be a product that solves these types of product. Who knows? But either way, I'm just sharing what's working for them. They're doing $4.4 million a month. By the way, great tool is Kalu Data, because you can literally study and funnel hack all the creatives. They're winning products, they're winning video ads, and as you can see, they're running very kind of like conspiracy theory types of videos.
You know what garlic and lemon does to cholesterol? Let me show you.
See this like suspense music, and we'll talk about the ads in just a second, but they're doing very, very good numbers. In Amazon, they're also doing a lot, because 2.5 thousand reviews, 22,000 reviews, not sales, reviews. And this was actually one of her, as you can see, it's a bit of her older cover, but she was doing quite well. Another source that is really allowing them to grow is actually through ClickBank. If you don't know what ClickBank is, you can sign up for ClickBank and you can basically create sales pages, and then you can have affiliates join your ClickBank program and sell for you. And so the average commission is like $35. And I think they sell for like $50 this book. And as you can see, they provide you 75% commissions. And so they're basically doing this affiliate program as well. And I studied as I came across this brand like 4 or 5 years ago, and they were still on ClickBank, and they were like the top 3 of their in the vertical. I think they decreased over time, but she definitely made a killing out of ClickBank. Absolutely doing very, very well. So as you can see, the main common factor, common denominator, I guess we could say, is that she's really differentiating her revenue. She's doing 4 million over here. She's doing 7 figures over here for sure. She's doing a lot over here, probably other multiples of, I would honestly debate this is a 9-figure business, if I have to be honest. And then as you can see over here, they're running 390 ads. Let's see how many are active, just to be very accurate. 291. So that's a lot. That's like 6 figures, maybe 150, 200, $250,000 a month in ad spend, I would say. They're doing good numbers, and of course, if they're running these amounts of ads, it probably means that they're profitable, and they have to be profitable because this is like, it's not a consumable product. I mean, they can come back and buy the other books, but people want to profit from these kind of books, right? And so they're doing a very, very, very good job. Now, let's see. One thing that I want to talk about is bring you through their sales process, because they have an amazing sales process that most people don't actually leverage, and that's the power of VSLs. If I go here on landing pages, they're not really testing a lot. They're testing 2 different concepts. This is just the EU, like a European landing page. It's just for Europe, and this is for like, I think, US or global. As you can see, it's quite evenly distributed. And then they're doing a quiz funnel, and I'll share exactly what they're doing. This is very, very good, and it's something that a lot of people are not really getting into. Now, as you can see, this is a very antique page. This proves that you don't have to be, your funnel at the end of the day, what matters the most is the product market fit, meaning the product resonates with the market. You have a good sales process, easy to understand. Of course, the product needs to be wanted, and of course, you have a good offer, which is what she has at the end, which I'll show you in just a second. She's also doing a lot of storytelling about Nicole. She has an amazing story. So once again, it's not like you shouldn't say, she has the story, she's a doctor, so she made it. You can actually create these things, surround yourself around the right people, partner with other people to create stories that are compelling like this. And as you can see, there's images so people understand what her situation was, and then what she started to do. She of course, this is basically, in 2015 she was among the first women to be selected for History Channel TV, blah blah blah, and now she's at home doing natural remedies. So this is an amazing story. In like 2, 3, 4 paragraphs, she basically tells her story, and then she shows the demo of the book. She shows what's inside. She basically shows you what natural remedies you can create at home with her book and what problems it solves. Very, very interesting. And then of course, it also gives you a quick explanation telling you that it's very easy to understand this book and to actually implement what she says, right? Once again, and then she goes basically this all page section. These are all things that you can actually do with her book. Vinegar socks, sedative for panic attacks. Wow, like she solves all the pain points. And so this is also a great approach for marketing angles. It's actually, if you go back over here and you take a look at angles, they are doing some angles, but I would do even more. And dive deeper into maybe like 3 or 4. So just say anxiety. What are the 4 or 5 principal remedies and ingredients that you need to formulate these 4 products out of these 250 that solves sensitive things like relaxation or anxiety and blah 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 blah, or joint pain. It was a big one for her, right? So I think they could do even more. They're just maybe focused more on other platforms like like TikTok Shop, which is bringing her 4 million. But I would guarantee that they're doing, I think, close to $1 million a month, or maybe $1 million a month just on Meta. And if we take a look at their Meta ads, they're also doing quite well. Just to see their major platforms, if we filter by active ads, I think most of their ads are being run on Meta, Facebook, and Instagram. 160. So they're doing quite well over there, and they're probably also doing other platforms. I know for a fact that they're in Google, and so once again, denominator is that they're in multiple different places. They're not just doing meta ads. They're in Google, they're in Meta, they're in TikTok Shop, they're in Amazon, they're in Bank. They're essentially distributing the revenue. Now, let's take a look at the types of ads that they're pushing. But before we do that, I want to go back here and kind of share a quick kind of VSL structure that you should really start testing. You could be selling hair products, beauty products. You could be selling anything, maybe except like apparel, right? Maybe stuff like that, stuff that sells by itself. But like if you're selling things like this, of this nature, like natural remedies, beauty, supplements, you should 1000% do VSLs, okay? It's an amazing process. So let me show you the hook.
I think you'll be thrilled to discover what is probably the most powerful brain booster you can make at home from a plant that you probably have in your pantry right now. I suffer from multiple sclerosis, a condition that affects my brain and my spinal cord.
So she's going on with a good hook, right? Good introduction, natural remedies, and then she's going towards her storytelling, which is the purpose also of VSL, to tell a story from an authoritative standpoint. And then, of course, you have scarcity over here, 4 exclusive gifts available for 49 minutes. Either way, you can't click or pause or anything here. You can't scroll by. You have to watch the entire video. And then, of course, you'll learn soon. Basically, there's a quick recap of the video in case of the consumer that wants that is also a reader more than maybe a visual learner. And then, of course, there's a story and blah blah blah. The rest I already talked about. So you should test this. Have a strong hook, a strong offer, a VSL that is straightforward, and then the offer that they're running is a $37 product, which I know for a fact, if we move on into the cart, there's gonna be upsells, downsells. Look, she has like 50 bucks here. Just imagine if she wouldn't be doing upsells. So I know for a fact that she is doing the upsells and the downsells. And then this is the sales process. You click over here, plus $99 shipping. So that's basically almost $50. 5 minutes timer. And then this is probably done through like click, what is it called? I forgot what it's called. ClickFunnels or something like that. If it's not on ClickFunnels, it's on some sort of page builder like that. And then there's upsells and downsells. So this is very it looks kind of a sketchy thing, but most of these buyers are like 40, 50, 60, 70 plus year old women. I know that almost for a fact. And they're like, it's probably fine for them and they're converting and they're doing very well. Okay. The other funnel that I wanted to bring you through, excuse me, is their quiz funnel, which is really smart because it says which one of these remedies do you want to learn and how to make, and you can choose from like none of the above. I want to look over the other 200. Okay, so basically it's telling you these are the most common ones, and you can choose some of the most common ones, and then if you want to look at all the other ones, it will basically bring you to a similar page, which is the one I showed you before. And if you actually go through, let's just say this one, it will bring you through a VSL that is specifically to that product, how to make black milk plus other 249 natural remedies. And so this is the intro.
This is your new detox drink.
You see?
Thank you for filling out the quiz.
And it basically, she goes through thank you for filling up the quiz, and she did like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 VSL videos, right? And then of course she probably included portions of other videos and did the whole thing. Anyways, this is what they're doing. I wanted to go over the sales process because it's absolutely genius. I love what they're doing. It looks a bit sketchy. Once again, you could probably do a way better job design wise, but hey, it works for her. Copy the frameworks that work. This is the main motivation on why I do these videos, because I learn a lot from it as well, and I like to share these ideas. If it doesn't look good but it works, at least get the framework from it. Now the way that they're scaling is basically with marketing angles. They're doing I think they could do more, but as you can see over here, if we go back, we can see that their major angles are do-it-yourself natural health care, holistic wellness solution, preventive health approach, home remedy, traditional medicine. So they're also scaling horizontally, and as I always like to show this chart, this is basically a 7-figure business, a 6-figure business, one product, one angle, and a bunch of ads, and this is typically what an 8+ figure business does. The same exact thing, but let me just show you, so it's like the same chart, but you see what I mean. But to scale horizontally through marketing angles. And by the way, these marketing angles could be also products, they could be different personas, right? They could be different offers. So the more you spread her out and scale horizontally, and the more you can kind of achieve that that brand awareness and scale, and of course profitability if you know what you're doing. And at the end of the day, what really matters is finding all of these green ads are like the winners. The more angles you do and the more winners you can find at the same time. So the approach that they're using here is that they're scaling horizontally with, you know, natural remedy, holistic wellness solution, home remedy, and then they're asking for a bunch of B-rolls. Most of these ads, let's take a look at one of their ads, for example. They're doing very, very well with like these B-roll approaches. Let me show you like an example. Where was it?
Let me show you my with your
You see, B-roll, B-roll, another B-roll, and the voiceover is whether it's a voiceover or her voice, it doesn't matter. You can easily reproduce that. So they're doing a lot of that. They're also doing natural, kind of like UGC style, with it's the same person going through the book and explaining its, you know, its thing, and it's like very natural and UGC and raw.
Powerful, safe, restorative.
This is a B-roll and voiceover, right? B-roll, voiceover. So this is literally the most profitable way to scale horizontally and quick. In fact, this is what they do. They ask for B-rolls. They go for creators and ask for B-rolls, and they're like, okay, give me a B-roll, a 3 to 7 second scene of you scrolling through the book, feeling sick in bed, being a happy customer, using the natural remedy, showing natural ingredients, showing customers putting together a formula, right? Showing how easy it is to follow instructions on the book. All these things are very useful. And so you basically create two types of B-rolls. I would say one is the before state, where it's like before using the product, how do you feel? And then one is the after state, where you can easily see the transformation within a 30-second to 60-second ad. You can see the transformation of this person going from before to with back pain or joint pain to after using the natural remedies and getting access to a bunch of different formulas. And they don't have to depend on big pharma and all that conspiracy, blah, 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 blah. And this is how it looks like. You're able to then recreate as many B-roll variations as possible with different scripts, and that is what is allowing them to also scale horizontally. And then guess what you can do? You can start going through the rabbit hole of content creation and creative processes and creative testing. And so you can use the same script with different B-rolls. You can use the same script with different, you know, same body of the video, but different hooks to scale even more horizontally, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of stuff to talk about over here. One other concept, as I told you before, that they're using is that they're using one main script, and then they're scaling horizontally with different avatar customers. Let me show you. This is one.
Nicole just came out with her new book.
Blah, 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 the new book. This is how it works. Scrolling through the page. This is the same one of this guy over here on the top. Where is he? This is another one.
Let me show you. Opening this book.
You see, it's the same one as the other guy.
Do you have any?
Where is it? Where's the guy? Where's the guy? This guy. Same ad, different creative. So this proves exactly what I'm saying here. They're doing this avatar creative approach, right? Same script because it's working. Why change it if it's working, right? If it's not broken, don't touch it. And then they're scaling horizontally also with different creators. So these are all strategies that you can use. Of course, this is the one. They also do mashups. So once they have all of the UGC videos from different creators, they go into a folder and then they can do different mashups all together. And this is the B-roll strategy that I spoke about before. Each creator gives them B-roll and pieces of footage with the before and after concept that I explained over here, right? And then you get all the B-rolls to the editors, and then they can easily reproduce things like this. Of course, the only caveat is that you need a good editor and a good copywriter or creative strategist that actually puts the strategy and the script together, okay? Nothing. That is it for this video. I think this is their highest leverage points. Overall, they're really scaling this stuff horizontally, and I'm really glad to have come across this business, because as I told you before, I did actually go through this business years ago, and you know, I wasn't really too much involved into like all these spy tools, and I wasn't really funnel hacking that much back in the day. But now it's like it opens up my eyes again, and they're doing very well. So if there's one thing that I recommend, once you see things that work, implement the framework and make it your own. Implement the framework, make it your own, make it better, build a better offer, and put it in your own words and build it in your own way. As you can see, they're also doing strong offers. You buy this and you get these 3 things for free. I also think that she's doing a video course. If we go back into the funnel over here, as you can see, we're getting, they're also getting, you see, you know, the Forgotten Home, Apothecary, whatever, The Lost Skills of Great Depression, Do-It-Yourself, Digital Item. So they're also adding and stacking value, which is a great thing. They're also doing one-on-one 24/7 support. I'm not sure how they're able to do that. And a 60-day money-back guarantee to reverse kind of like that risk reversal aspect, right? They're doing a very, very good job, honestly, and it doesn't look that good, but it's definitely working. I hope this video was valuable. It opened up some ideas. Definitely try to do a VSL approach, which not many people are doing. It works. It works if you have a good script. If you can put this thing together, kind of like similar to them. Take a look at what they're doing, and that's it. That's it for this video. If you are a brand, by the way, a quick nugget when it comes to finding and organizing everything. If you want access to one of our command centers, we like to call it, which is a sheet where we document everything. We track competitors for our clients. You can have your daily report with color codes and stuff like that. Creative concepts that we test, a creative testing tracker for yourself, a UGC tracker, email flows, CRO tracker to track CRO results, TikTok shop stuff. There's everything. We basically track everything. We have an ROI calculator as well if you want to take a look over here. If you want access to the sheet, there's a link down below. Also, before I let you go, if you are a brand doing at least $50,000 to $100,000 plus per month, and you want to you want to hop on a strategy session with us, and you're maybe interested about having your business audited, and of course maybe you want a growth partner to help you get to that next level, that $1+ million per month mark, then you can book a call. We have free slots open. If there's good synergy on the call and we feel like there's an opportunity to do something together, then we can have that conversation if we of course have capacity. See you in the next video, and bye. On a side note, before I end it off here, if you actually own an e-commerce business and you want your business and your brand to be audited, we can just hop on a call, hop on a free strategy session with myself or one of my team members, and we can pretty much have a conversation about your roadmap towards next year and how perhaps you can reach your goals. The conversation is very laid back. It's honestly just to understand if there's an opportunity for us to do even business together one day. Okay? With no further ado, thank you once again. And who knows, maybe see you in the next masterclass.